Hi. Uh, I thought that for today's, my putting on of war paint would be appropriate. Uh, I've got some stuff going on, and stuff has been in the making for a while. I hope you all made it through that last their full moon, which was Gemini and Sagittarius. Sagittarius was the full moon. But so Gemini. Ugh, guys, come on. Do you ever chill out? God. No, you don't. There's still a lot of manipulation in the air. Jupiter in Scorpio retrograde is still going on. That contributes, right? If you didn't get what you wanted to get from being devious, then you wouldn't have to be devious, right? You would find a better way to do it. But some people are going to be devious, even if you played by the rules before. For whatever reason, nobody seems to be succeeding in that particular area. Well, and for some reason, that reason is, like I said, Jupiter retrograde Scorpio, but the Sun in Gemini. It's kind of like, okay, so for a D&D reference, it's sort of like you told someone the dog ate my homework, knowing full well that was a lie, and you rolled making them believe it, right? Like wholeheartedly, and it comes back as a plot point later in the game. That's a pretty good metaphor, probably. If I knew more about D&D, somebody can correct me on that later. I'm sure one of you listening also interacts with D&D. It's likely. So Mercury also in Gemini. Hello. Nobody is going to shut the fuck up right now, okay? There is a lot of noise. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of, hey, you know what I always wanted to say? This thing. And you know what? This thing, and this thing, and this thing. And it's very hummingbird. But like attack hummingbird. A lot of things are coming up from the past and are definitely part of the future. Mercury is the only god that can go between the worlds, right? He's the only one that can go into the underworld. He's the one who was able to strike the deal to get Persephone back half the year. Right. So then we have Venus in Cancer. So Cancer is wet and slimy and possessive and charming, like Prince Charming was meant to be charming, not sincere. But there is an honor there, right? You guys are loyal, Cancers. The Cancer or Venus in Cancer, rather, is very much about the home. Is very much about keeping things calm around. So there's some like peacemaking happening. Who deserves it though? You know? Don't we all deserve to die, Mrs. Levitt? Yeah. Look. What are you holding on to? Do you need to be doing that? I get it. Oh boy, I really, really, really do. You don't know how much. But what's worth it? What is worth fighting about? You know full well this is going to affect your future. Don't get wet and slimy. Stay classy. Was kind of having this fight last night. Well, not fight, but I was the devil on the shoulder, and someone else was the angel on the shoulder, and a friend of ours. We were telling him, you have a lot more sales experience than other people, and you could tell them things that other people can't tell them and give them guarantees. I said, use it, because he has it. The angel on the shoulder said, no, come on, you're better than that. You can do this on your own merit. You don't have to use anything as a crutch. I'm not saying it's a crutch. I'm saying if we go into the same job interview and I put on some lipstick, this doesn't hurt, okay? Pal, how you doing? Venus in Cancer is about beauty. And so when I say about beauty, there's an elegance to femininity. There is, how did my wonderful artist friend, photographer friend Pedro put it? A woman washing the dishes is an art until she's filmed. And then it's art. And then it's a slice of life, right? Cancer and Venus is about finding that slice of life. And currently, the moon is in Capricorn, which is in opposition. And how I feel about oppositions, if I haven't been clear enough, is it is the enhancement of your mirror self, right? There's nothing to fear here except fear itself, right? And yeah, so sometimes your fears are on display, but what are you really afraid of? With the moon in Capricorn, that's sort of saying that the thing you're afraid of is losing your place in life, what you've gotten to, where you're going. Newsflash, lots of us don't have places. I keep saying that even Glamour magazine has caught on to girls living the American dream and living out of their cars. That's not why I live out of my car right now. But there is a group of us who all are in the same place, in the same boat, who are nomads. And that is a culture who no one seems to be speaking to in a time and a place where we can communicate in ways we've never been able to communicate before. I hear you. You are not alone. I got you. I'm listening. Send me messages. I do all of the fortune telling, tarot, handwriting analysis, astrology charts, Reiki, and hypnosis. I have a degree from the Hypnosis Center of Virginia. We can discuss rates. Reiki, I am a level 3. I can trace my lineage to Usui directly. Bill and Bria, hello. And yeah, get at me for all of that. You're not alone. There's a lot of that in the air. is you aren't alone. Someone else is on somebody else's side. That person isn't alone either. That's your little end of the woods thing. We're very musical theater here today. Mars and Aquarius. All right. This is very much if David Bowie were to do the wardrobe for 300. Does that make any sense? Let's try. Mars is the god of war and passion, and Aquarius is alien. I mean, you hear that all the time, but I don't mean that as an insult. I get it. It is my shadow self. It is the ability to look from the outside and interpret. Think like drag queens who are huge. Like physically, they don this presence of, and I don't mean physically huge. I mean it's such an exaggeration of femininity because this is the femininity to experience. It's very glamorous. There's a lot of glamour. You know what will help some of you? Throw up some mirrors. Let it, ooh, mirrors. Maybe that has something to do with my outfit tonight. We've covered Jupiter and Scorpio. So Jupiter and Scorpio is, hey, remember these things from the past? We've got little rewards for you in it. But it's about sex, death, birth, and rebirth. So everything you don't want to talk about, people recently have found, like my dad, for instance, had a 50-year-old football injury that he just had surgery on his face to fix. If he didn't go in exactly when he did, he might be dead by now because he had an infection on the whole inside of his face. Could have gone to his brain. These are the things that people are realizing. Like, I don't want to do the thing that's going to make me look icky and feel icky. But as soon as I do, there's treasure in there. There's something I didn't know. There's something I need to fix. There's something dire that will keep me getting the thing that I need. I hear me. Gross. I hate when I do that. I'm sure you do too. When you have to take your own advice, it's not good medicine. It doesn't taste good. But right. So then we have Saturn in Capricorn, which is also retrograde. Everything that you worked hard for, it's still about working hard, but it's not working hard for the reward. Working hard is the reward. Dude, I know. I fucking get it. I do. But the moon is also in Capricorn, right? So they're conjunct. When the moon and Saturn are together, this is about physically realizing your dreams, right? Crossing one world into the other. There's your theme for the day. Crossing one world into the other. Beautiful. I love that. That's gorgeous. Neat. So when the moon and Saturn are conjunct, right? That's what I was saying. When the moon and Saturn are conjunct, it is a culmination of everything that you worked for the amount of time that it takes for the moon to go back to it, right? I rather like this, but I know that my hair will just poof up, so I can't keep it here. There you go. Where I am currently is humid. So Uranus is in Taurus. I thought it was safe here. I thought that this, again, someone is on your side, someone else is not. No one is alone. No one is alone. Don't make sure that the cross that you die on is the right one. It seems extreme, but I don't mean for it to be. Do you know what's worth fighting for if it's not worth dying for? The Green Day lyric. What do you have to do? What obligations do you have? Do you have obligations to people? Do you have obligations to relationships? Do you have obligations to your job? Do you have obligations to keep a roof over your head or not? No judgment, bros and ladies. What are your priorities? And should they be your priorities? Do they have to be? What happens if you lose them? What if you let it go? Yeah, sometimes, and we're seeing a lot of it right now, the opportunity that you let go does well without you. And that hurts. But so what belongs to you? What do you own? What is yours? We can figure that out together. Do you have to fight for it? What comes of it? If you're right, then you're right. And that's what it is just going to be, right? You're not going to have to prove it if you already know it. So I'm not even saying be morally sound, but I'm saying logically or whatever your compass is, be on the point north. And if you're not wrong, then you'll know. Neptune Pisces. This is also a lot. When I say that you are taking things from what you've dreamt of and putting them in reality, Neptune in Pisces makes those dreams much spicier. Neptune in Pisces has a lot to do with alcohol and drugs and alternate realities and depth of conscious realities and brain waves and you know. But so the things that you can envision in Neptune and Pisces are maybe things that you didn't want to see in reality, like monsters and how fucking crazy you can actually be. Neptune in Pisces, Cancer or Venus in Cancer, these two things though are trined. Look out, sexy times. Wear a condom. This is a very fertile period for everybody. I would expect in like 9 months to see a lot of babies. Also, though, I bet a lot of them are being born right now, which is adorable. And I like the littles. But I like you to have them and not for me to have them. I like to give them back. Good. Finally, so the bros, this today, so you have Pluto in Capricorn, you have the moon in Capricorn, and you have Saturn in Capricorn. Now, Saturn and Pluto have been bros for a minute now. Of course, right? Pluto is, in my head, let's say that he's played by Adrian Brody. Okay. Adrian Brody meets up with his great-great-grandfather, Anthony Hopkins, who has seen everything. They come to an understanding, right? But Anthony Hopkins is still Anthony Hopkins crazy, right? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with the mane. I don't, it's just big. So what does it all mean, man? Well, from where I'm sitting and when I'm reporting this, the ascendant is in Leo. Obviously. So yeah, it's a very Five of Wands sort of day. There's a lot of nitpicky and you did this thing wrong and remember when you did this thing and then this and then this. But also, if you dig deep enough, you're going to hit some treasure and you're going to get what you want and you're going to get the thing that you need. It's a little... Okay, here's a better metaphor. It's a little like Saw, in that if you cut that guy open, the key to get you out is inside that guy. Are you willing to do it? That is the theme for today. And thing I would do twice. See ya.